Hello, welcome to my tutorial series, Object-Oriented Programming for Mobile Website Development. So, at the start of your design of a mobile website, you should create a root folder. If you're using WAMP server, create a root folder, and inside that folder, you start with an index page and one image folder to load all your images, such as favicon and other images or graphics you want to use for your website. Okay, so that's the minimum files and folder you should have on your root folder. Okay, so that index page has this in it. So that page has this in it. So you have your root folder set up as a constant so that you can use that URL, those 3 letters, to define this value when you want to create your links. Okay, so you have your, for your HTML5 compliance website, you should have this tag like that. That would be fine. And you have your HTML opening and close tags, and your head tag before your body tag opening and close. Now between the body tags goes your pages, your individual pages. So each div should have a data row attribute set to page and ID attribute for that page. And if you want a true button to add to that page, you can set this to true. So back, this is a back button. When you click to that page, the icon will pop up if you want to navigate back to the previous page. That's what this attribute is doing. And then you apply your class name with that value to have your styles applied to that div. Okay, so you have your page. Any subsequent pages you want to create will come after the previous page and should have the same anatomy of a page. So a page should have header section. So your data role set to header, and your data role set to content, and your data role set to footer. Okay, so this it's anatomy of a page. A page should have opening div and closing div. You should label it as well so that you know the closing div of a page if you want to do your code separation. And your header should have a navbar. Inside that navbar div is your unordered list, which you can use to create your links, and wrap all your links with li list. Okay, so once you have all that for your header, now follows your content. So your content should have a data row set to content, opening div and closing div. Between those goes your content. So to guide you separating your code, what you have to do, push that between the content div, data row content div, implement just one line of code with your PHP block like that. Okay, and your footer, you have your footer div, so you may have your navbar as well, so that you can apply the same links as your header for that page. So the first time your page will load is the first page content that will be displayed. Every other subsequent page can load upon user clicking a link. And if you have all your pages on the same page like this, you can reference them using hashtag. So apply hashtag on your link before the ID value of that page. That will that link can pull up that page when user clicks it. Okay, so that's the minimum. But all these templates, examples are there from your jQuery mobile file. You know, if you have downloaded a zip file, you have lots of examples to choose from. Okay, so this is the template I'm using for this demo. Okay, so to guide you separating your code, before that PHP block, you call that out as your header, and after that, so below and above of your content, you see. So below are your footer, everything there, call all that out and save it as your footer. Alright, choose your language. If you're using Notepad++, choose your language, P for PHP, and paste it right there. And same way, anything above that PHP block, you should cut all that out and save as your header. See? So that would be a good guide. So you are using that content div to separate your code. So anything that comes between now represent your content for that page. Okay, so once you've done that, all you have to do now is to save this file. So this is your header. You should save it in your folder. Create a new folder by clicking that red icon and give it a name, views. Inside that, you should save your file as header.php. Okay, so you'll do the same for the footer and then save it in the same folder for easy referencing, and that's you done. Now what's left now is to include those files in your page. Now we can move that, position your head tags accordingly. Now we can include that using a include keyword. Include forward single quote end of statement. Now inside those single quotes you put your views, folder name / file name with .php extension. See? So that's how you bring your pages in. Those pages, those files you have detached, this is how you bring it in. You can also use require. They will all do the same thing. Those are the keywords from PHP you can use. Okay. So now, when you save your page, save that, and run your code, your page should still load accordingly. So now it's loaded. You see, from the start. Now this you have not put designed any style sheet whatsoever, but your page and everything is styled up nicely, ready to go. So that's what jQuery Mobile have done for you. Okay, and let me demonstrate that to you, because you're trying to design a mobile website. Now the idea is now this, regardless to the size of the screen, when you shrink that page, no data should be lost. You see? So every data is contained. So if that is the size of your mobile phone, that's what you will see. So if it's, your mobile device is that size, that's what you will see. Okay? So every content, no data lost. And you know, from the start of your application, you know, it's all styled up nicely for you, ready to go, and conforms with your HTML5 standard. Okay, so that's what jQuery Mobile have done. Now, in your code, then what you need to do next now is to create a class name, because the same line of code we have implemented here, we can wrap them up in a function, and then create a class for that function. Use the object of that class to invoke that method. That's the concept of object-oriented programming. So you create a class, wrap up your curly bracket to denote end of and beginning and end of that class block. So inside that class, you create a function, call it render view page, followed by your function name, followed by your bracket, and then curly bracket, end of that block. You see? So everything now within that class. Right. Inside there, the same line of code you have written can go there, no problem. That's what the functions are. You use that to implement the same code you have written line by line. No difference. Now, if you want this page, this function to load any page, not just header.php, you can cut that header out from there and replace it with a file name variable, and separate all your strings with single quotes and all your variables with dots, and remember to include that .php with single quotes, and make sure there's no space between the single quote and that .php, because if you put any space there, your file will not load, because it will be looking for that name. Okay, so I'll end this video right here, and then continue from the next video to create a class object and use that to load our pages. So thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.